a wave. If it ain't respect, tell them don't say my name.
So you guys, I decided to catch a train to Brussels. It was actually quicker and less expensive than catching a flight. I'm like, quicker and less expensive? Train it is. So I ended up getting the first class train ticket. I'm going to show you guys what my meal looks like. I'm excited. I've never been in a European train, so this is fun. So to give you a nice meal, and of course I got red wine. So you guys, we have made it to Belgium. Look how beautiful that is.
Breakfast will be over here in the restaurant.
Okay, yeah.
And for the Wi-Fi, it's open on it, so you don't need the password for it. Elevators are there, and your room is on the second floor around the corner.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so
There you go.
much.
Enjoy the stay.
Thank you. So I'm about to give you guys the room tour. I have checked in Belgium, so when you walk in, this is the closet. You have a mirror behind the door. And TV area. Little makeup work area. This is the bed. Of course, y'all know that European rooms are smaller than in America. And this is the bathroom. Very modern, very sleek, straight to the point. This is the shower. So I'm about to go bring in my luggage and we are about to get started with our week in Belgium. Okay, YouTube, future me editing. Yes, I'm back in the States while editing this. I actually did this chit chat on TikTok, and while I was editing, I decided to bring them to you guys as well. So let it be noted that I did not partake in all the activities and go to all the restaurants and see all the monuments and everything else that I usually do when I'm out of the country because of multiple situations, literally on the very first day that I got there. And it just was a little uneasy with my spirit, and you know, you just have to listen to your intuition. So I decided to stay in for a great amount of the trip because of these things. So just to give you guys more context, my very first day that I got to Belgium, I ended up ordering Uber Eats. Okay, cool, fine. I just wanted to get like some quick lunch. I had just been traveling, just got off the train. I'm like, okay, let me get some food. And then later on that night, I had planned to like go out and get a fancy 5-star dinner, you know, something like that. You know how we do on my vlogs. And I ordered Uber Eats, and I meet the guy downstairs in the lobby to get my food. And as I'm walking away, he says something to me in another language. Of course, I don't know what he's saying. The only language I know is English. You know what I mean? So he says something to me in the other language, and I say, huh? And then he says it again. So I close the gap, like I walk back towards him. I'm thinking maybe he's asking me, did you leave anything? Or, you know what I mean? Anything. I didn't know what he was asking. So I said English, and then he speaks again another language, and he speaks back to me. I said, no, only English. And he speaks back to me in broken English. And he was like, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm from America. He was like, but you look African. I said, oh yeah, I'm African American, but I'm originally from America. He was like, okay, you don't know this language? And I was like, no. And so keep the conversation going. I said, where are you from? And he said, Afghanistan. And I opened up my bag and I look and I'm like, okay, I got my drink, I got my food, I got my condiments. And he literally, I wish I was lying, you guys. He literally looks at me and he says, do you want to text me? I said, huh? I have my phone in my hand. I said, do I want to text you? I'm like, maybe I didn't hear correctly. I said, did you mean text me? He said, no. Do you want to text me? I said, oh, no thanks. And I just walk off and I get on the elevator and I'm like my mind was so scattered because I've never had anybody so direct in my life. Like, you know what I mean? And so I ended up like doing a rant on my Snapchat. If you're not friends with me on Snapchat, then you wouldn't have seen it. But I did a rant on Snapchat and then people were replying to me, even men. Men was like, oh, I had a similar experience. When I was in Spain, women would do this to me. My cousin told me that when she was also in Europe, they would approach her in that manner. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is not an isolated event. Like, it's not just me. I felt a little better because I'm like, okay, it's not just me attracting the weirds. Like, and I end up like searching on YouTube. I don't know why, but I feel like YouTube is my favorite search engine. So I search YouTube for everything. I end up searching YouTube and this woman, this Black American, she now lives in Europe, and she began explaining her experience with similar encounters. And I was like, mind blown. And the way that she explained it is, since we're not from Europe and they hear our accent, they watch us on movies and TVs and videos, we are fetishized over there. Yes, can you believe that? Black American women, we're fetishized in Europe. I mean, you know, we are thebomb.com, but it was a little uneasy for me after I had my second encounter. So after I had my second encounter, I'm like, okay, like this is beginning to be too much. The first guy, like yeah, it was very direct, but I didn't feel unsafe in any way. I met him in the hotel lobby, like we're in like we're fine. Like, girl, you're good. Like, he didn't try to come off to me aggressive or anything, but my second encounter literally happened hours after the Uber Eats guy. So I'm like, okay, what is going on? Second encounter, I'm eating, and when I ordered my Uber Eats food, the only thing that they had to offer to drink was soda. I really don't drink pop. So I'm like, okay, let me go down to the lobby and get some water, right? I go down to the lobby explains that due to whatever, they were low on bottles of water, they didn't have water in the lobby. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm in the middle of everywhere, like literally everywhere. I'm central to everything. So it's restaurants, stores, everything is right near me. So I'm like, okay, fine. I will walk to the local store, give me some bottles of water. I put it in my fridge, you know, just in case I'd be thirsty later, right? So whenever I'm walking, mind you, I'm on this trip solo, I always have my mace and my pocket knife on me because that's what we're not gonna do. Side note, I had a friend get robbed in Colombia. Okay, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I have to take extra precautions with traveling Europe by myself, going country to country. I have my mace in one pocket and I will have my pocket knife in the other. And mind you, it's cold in Europe, so I had on like a big, like really thick jacket. So I'm walking to the nearby convenience store and there's this guy. He's standing out in front of a building and he has like a pamphlet or something in his hand as if he's selling something. He's, you can tell he has like African descent. You know, he looks black to me. So I'm walking and I pass him and he's like, he says something to me in another language. I don't know which language it is. And I said, oh no, like, and I just do like this. And he proceeds to walk with me. He said, hey, he's like, oh, you don't speak whatever language he spoke. And I said, oh no, only English. And he spoke great English. And he was like, hey, you know, I was trying to look for locals. I was selling this, but and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm not from here. But then he proceeds to ask me where I'm from. You know, I'm from America, whatever. And so he just had casual chit chat. I asked him if he knew some things that I could do there. He gives me some recommendations. He's walking alongside me to the supermarket. But mind you, the conversation is very brief because literally I'm 2 minutes walking distance from the store. So now I'm inside the store. I'm scanning my stuff and I do like Apple Pay with my phone and he's like looking And I don't know, it was kind of weird because I'm like a good read of energy, and it was almost, his energy changed a little bit. And it was another guy in the store. He was kind of looking. He's like, oh, that's my girlfriend. And he started making up a song, a rap. Like, I'm telling you, I cannot make this up. I can't make this up. Okay? I can't. He started making a song talking about, yeah, I'm his new girlfriend, all this, and that. And I'm like, okay. Now, like, our initial encounter, like, okay, cool, like, whatever. But now you're just doing a little too much. You're coming on a little too strong. And, sorry, I don't know you. You're not my man. Excuse you. So fast forward, I'm coming up out of the store, and he said, hey, if you want, you can put my number and your phone, and I can tell you other places to go. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, just give me your number. Literally, I have no intentions on contacting this guy because, like, why? Like, you're not even my type. So as I'm walking, he's initially on the left side of me, and my phone is in my right hand, and he's trying to reach over. I'm like, no, like, what you doing? I can put your number in my phone. Like, I know how to work my phone. He's like, come on, you're not gonna do it right. You're not gonna do it right. I'm like, just give me the number. He was like, 1. He said, see, you did it wrong. It's +1. So, you know, I hold the button down to get a plus sign. I put in 1. He's like, just give it to me. Just give it to me. I'll make it quicker. And I'm like, no. So he's like, goes behind me to switch over to the right side of me to where my phone is. So that's when I switch my phone to my left hand, because now I feel like you're trying to steal my phone. So my phone is in my left hand, and my hand is now in my right pocket because you're giving me weird vibes. Like, so now I'm clutching on my pocket knife. Like, but we're in a public place. But just in case, like, don't even, like, we're not even finna do that. And I was like, just give me the number, like, you're doing too much. So at this point, he realized that I'm not going to give me my phone. So he just gives me the number. And from there, like, I just closed my phone, put it in my left pocket, and I just started walking off, like, straight to the doggone hotel. And I'm not too far from my hotel, so I just started walking fast, like, speed walking. Like, this guy is being weird to me. Why are you being weird to me? You know how when you're walking past buildings and you can see the reflection. So I'm just walking, and I'm looking at the corner of my eye, and as I'm walking past the buildings, I see him, and he's still kind of behind me, and he's just like watching me like a hawk. Like, he was not taking his eyes off me. And I'm watching him, watching me in the reflection. I was like, oh my God. And I'm just like trying to walk as fast as I can. And now I have to cross the street over to the side of the road to where my hotel is. So I cross the street, so I walk into my hotel. When you walk into my hotel, the first thing that you see, you walk straight and it's the elevators, and it's straight upstairs. Like, it's not a lobby. You have to, the main level is just like the entrance. Like I said, it's just the elevator and it's just the stairs. The lobby is actually on the first floor. So I, go straight in, and I just go straight to the elevator. So when I get to the elevator, he's across the street looking at me, get on the elevator, and it was like the creepiest thing because he's just standing there and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and then the elevator doors close, and I'm like, oh my God, how much more weirder can you be? And at that point, I'm like, okay. What I think he was trying to do was steal my phone and run. But still, like, my phone at this point is my lifeline. Like, sir, I need my phone. And it's like, I don't know if, like, when I paid for my stuff, he realized, oh, I don't know what it is. Her payments is attached to her phone, or I don't know, maybe he just wants, I don't know. I really wish that I could understand what was going on, but whatever was going on, I wasn't with it. We're not gonna do that. What we're not gonna do is that. So from that day, I was like, okay, things is just way too weird for me. I ended up venting to a friend. Luckily, my friend was able to like move some things around for work and then fly in, and then I'm like, okay, cool. And then I was able to enjoy the rest of my trip in Belgium. But I just wanted to share my experience with you guys to let you know that, we think that America is ghetto, because it is. But just be aware that there are shady people everywhere in the world, not just America. And especially with traveling alone, just be aware of your surroundings. Make sure that you are in, public places that are full of people. Make sure, like me, to pack mace and a pocket knife in your check luggage because, you know, you can't carry it on. But in your check luggage, you can check it in. And then once you get to your hotel, you know, you can put it in, you know, on your person so that if something happened, you do have some means of protection and you're just not out here just defenseless. You know, yes, he's a man. He still could have overpowered me, but he wouldn't have got away without a struggle. If worse came to worse, he would have thought 2 and 3 times. You know what I mean? I don't know what his intentions were. I'm not here to have the greater debate about it. All I know is my intentions was to bring me home safely. Okay, my family already be worried about me traveling by myself, so I'm going to take whatever means possible to make sure that I return back home the same way that I left, or better. But yeah, so y'all just try to stay aware, keep yourself protected, don't trust anyone. With that being said, don't be taking drinks from strangers that you didn't see be made. You know, all of the extra precautions. And just because you're on vacation does not mean that you can just let your guard completely down. Stay vigilant and stay safe. And let's get back to the video. Hey YouTube, so I decided to come to Brussels. I got recommended to this very beautiful African restaurant, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a tour. So look at how cute my villa Bantu. He said he just opened this 1 week ago. Look how beautiful it is inside. How cute.
Ew. Je crois que je vais prendre la même chose que...
So after the African restaurant, we decided to go to this hookah lounge, and it was decorated so beautiful. It was a nice vibe. It wasn't that packed because we did go on a weekday, but if you're in Brussels, this is a great weekend spot. Good morning people. So I am checking out of my hotel. Don't mind my situation, but I'm checking out of my hotel, so I will see y'all in my next city.
Should be higher when I do it. I'ma be the best your nigga never had, but he keep my pocket straight. I just get the cash. I be really chillin' though, ain't even in my bag, ain't even reach for it yet. Let's just do the math. Bitch, I do this 24, 7 days a week. I hustle 31 days, I ain't even sleep.